Like Normal People is a really interesting film. This was released in 1979. It's directed by Harvey Hart and it's written by Joanna Lee, based on the book by Robert Meyers. It's based on a true story. It's the story of Robert Meyers, played by Shaun Cassidy. And we also have Linda Purl as Virginia. We also have Rhea Perlman as a character called Jan. It's because of Perlman that I became aware of this. But I think, had I discovered it any other way, I probably would have watched it anyway. I'll read the description from IMDb so you have a brief idea of what it's about. And this says, a mentally challenged man and woman meet, fall in love, and are determined to get married despite the initial objections of their families and friends. So this is primarily about Roger trying to make his way in the world just like everybody else. And then the film starts to focus on his love interest and potential relationship, and obviously, as the description said there, his desire to get married and the stumbling blocks that are in the way. And it's obviously very, very eye-opening. It's obviously sensitively done at times, but there are a lot of attitudes that are horrible and unhelpful and damaging, and that's obviously the point of the film. These are the attitudes Roger has come up against, and he's determined to not let them get in his way, and it's really, really fascinating. And I'd like to say we've come a very long way since 1979 when this was released, but at the same time, I think there are elements of this, attitudes, certainly, that are still relevant, unfortunately, still happening today. And it's not the most comfortable watch because of those attitudes. We also have the R word mentioned many times, and obviously that in itself is uncomfortable as well, but necessary. And I feel like it's a good thing that it's uncomfortable to have some of these attitudes, because if it wasn't, that in itself would be a problem. So very eye-opening film, really likable characters, really great performances, definitely very well done and absolutely worth watching. As I said, I can't even just say, well, it's a product of its time and attitudes of the time, because it feels like something, maybe not to this extent, but there are certainly things in this that unfortunately I feel like we'd still see today. So, eye-opening, an interesting narrative. As a story, well written, pacing is good, the structure of the story is good. Definitely an enjoyable film for the right reasons. Eye-opening, definitely uncomfortable at times with certain characters' opinions and the way they treat people. Like Normal People is an interesting film. And if it sounds like something that might interest you, or if you're curious to see what it's like, or if the subject matter, of course, is something you're quite passionate about, absolutely worth checking out. I'd say it's a good story, definitely very interesting and eye-opening, and I'd say it's a film that's worth watching.